Good morning. It's just gone 7:30 and both hubby and son have gone to work. Hubby had overtime this morning, so he would have been at work before 7:15 this morning anyway. Right, this is all my Halloween decor that I did actually share with you in a previous video. I don't know whether everybody else does this, but normally my decor goes roughly in the same place every year. I do have a few new bits this year to swap out, so some items I'm going to have to rethink. And unlike my Easter and Christmas decorations that all go in plastic boxes or tubs with lids, any decor that I swap out so it doesn't look too cluttered to replace with the seasonal decor, I usually put in the plastic boxes. The only trouble is my Halloween stuff is practically the only set of seasonal decor that I haven't actually got round to putting in plastic boxes. I do have one flat box down there. I may look around my home just to double check. I'm convinced I haven't got any more big boxes with the lids. So that might cause a few problems putting some of my other decor away, but we shall see how it goes. But as I said, I used to have a lot more decor than this. I used to have about another 3 boxes, but I did get rid of it. So I'll take you along on my day, and I'm on my own most of today actually. Hubby, as I said, is working overtime, and I think he might be working overtime tonight. My son doesn't get in very early, so I've got plenty of time, and hopefully I will have this completed by the end of the day. So here we go, and I'll take you along with me. Okay, so I've made the start. I've now taken most of the ornaments out of my lounge that I'm more than likely not going to be using. So I've taken everything off the mantle, including the lights that I normally leave up all year, because I'm putting different lights up. I do have to leave the clock up there. It also gives us the room temperature, and my candlesticks I usually leave. So I've left my lamps at the side of the mantle at the moment. I don't normally remove those, or my owl on the floor, or the lantern down there with my other owl in. But everything else I've near enough taken back. I've got a few bits and pieces just under the TV there, a couple of DVDs, and there's a tablet that I've got put away. But this is what I start with. When I said that it might take me all day, this is because now I will give it a good clean as I'm putting bits and pieces away. Give it a good hoover. I am busy the next Wednesday, Thursday, the next 2 days. So hopefully then I'll only have to whip maybe the duster or the hoover around Friday or Saturday before my guests on Sunday. That's the main thing. I thought if I can get most of the harder work done today, then only have to sort of tweak the home on Friday and Saturday if necessary. The only thing I haven't removed is my cushion covers. Now, I'm not sure if I actually shared my cushion covers actually in my Halloween decor, but I have got a number of different cushion covers. It just saves room in storing cushions that I just changed the covers. So I've taken everything off of this little unit behind my door. I've got a couple of shelves there. I've left that little lantern up there that's got the bird cage that's got my other owl in. It's got lights on because I want to place that somewhere, but I'm not quite sure where yet. So I've got a couple of shelves there to deal with. I've got just a couple of the boxes to go through. That's what I call the sweet and snack box that sometimes family members dig into in the evenings. And the rest of the stuff is hubby's. Let's face it, you've still got to allow space and room for the rest of the members of the family, even though it doesn't quite go with the decor. Otherwise, I'm getting there. As I said, I usually like to start with the lounge because that's where my main pieces go. And yes, I have got my laptop. I don't know if anybody else does this, but depending on what I'm doing at the time, I do tend to have YouTube on in the background, catch up with videos and everything. There's only one problem with that. It depends on what the content of the video is, whether it takes your attention or not away from what you're doing. So you can get a bit sidetracked. But I'm adamant I want to get as much done this morning. As I said, I am a morning person. And if I come through, this is what I do. Over here on my breakfast bar, I have put my bits and pieces at the moment from my lounge. There is a couple of pieces from the dining room, which is this sign here. Oh, sorry, this sign and the plate. But everything else is coming out the lounge. I've done it this way first of all, and see what I want out. A lot of this probably will go away now, like this acorn and the squirrel, I think, because that's more autumny. And over here I have actually got my pad. This is my my gold one. I normally carry this around everywhere. It has all the notes in and everything and ideas for YouTube, but it has got all the details. I'm listing down food and games for the party, and then I've got a list down what I need, because there's a few items for my baking I need. So I'm not saying it's all neat. Sometimes I do scribble in it, but then I will write it out neater if it's definitely something I need to keep. So that is the start. So I'm going to clean the lounge and get the lounge decor out. I've now finished decorating and cleaning the lounge. I'm quite happy with it. There's one or two bits that, again, I've said this before, I will live with it and see about changing it. I've altered the bow on my wreath just a shade because I wanted it on something. So that's my larger candlestick that used to be on the side of the mantle. I didn't really want to pay out for anything to obviously hold it up, and I didn't want to hang it on the wall. So what I've just done is brought down the scarf bit, the ribbon, just to hide the candlestick, and it just gives it that bit of height so it just stands up. Because I had visions of it obviously being on the mantle, which it is. I've got my Poundland candles, and I've got me lights from Primark, my Harry Potter lights, and this box I've hauled this. I got it from the charity shop, and I've got the rat there, and I've just put the light on and a beware. I've got my fire on, I should say, with my beware sign. The only thing I didn't switch on actually was this. This is one of those £2 little haunted house things from Poundland. The only trouble is glitter. I'm forever wiping up glitter at the moment. So there's the little house. So that is my setup. Now I've normally I just like clear lights, I must admit, and it doesn't show up very well because for once it's quite light in our lounge, and I wanted to go for a contrast. Now I bought 2 sets of these lights that come on this lace after Halloween from B&M, and I'll show you the packaging in a minute. And I do like the contrast. I didn't think I would, but I'm going to live with it, as I said. But I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it that way or whether I'm going to swap it over and put the orange lights, which I have put up here. So this is the setup so far on here, with another set of those lace lights. There we are. And it's just my hubby's bits and pieces down the bottom, which hopefully we might be able to sort out, but the top half looks okay. So on the TV cabinet, all I've put is a couple of the tea light holders that I've got in the past from Poundland, and on the landing I've just put one of these big plastic spiders, and there is a mister there, and I've used a plastic cauldron down here, and I've just put a couple of Halloween related cuddly toys in the basket there. And then right at the top of my unit I've just put the bird cage with the other owl in. And I have now put my Halloween cushions covers on. There's this one, and then I've got one over here, obviously with the owl on. Now at the back there, this is the Harry Potter. It's actually, as I've hauled before, it's actually a towel. And I was going to put it on my table, my coffee table. The only problem is my granddaughter is coming in a few days, and I'm afraid if I leave it on the table, she's just going to pull it off. So I've put it there for the time being. It was actually an accident. I might just leave it at the back there as an extra blanket sort of thing to cover the back of the settee. Now here's the boxes I've used for the bits and pieces I've used on the mantle. There's the lights. So I got them for £2, and they were originally £8 from Primark. And these are the lights I bought, as I've hauled before, and I bought these from B&M after Halloween last year. They were £3.99, reduced down to 50p. This is what I do. So I had a purple set of lights and the orange. This is that round beach towel, as I was saying. This was £12 down to £5. And then the two plastic big spiders were £2.99 down to 10p. This is what I do. I do look after the occasion or after the season, and I see what I can get reduced if I can. I'm trying to limit it now because I do have quite a few bits. If I bring anything else in, I have to see if I can get rid of something. And if I hadn't shown you, I haven't put the batteries in yet. We do have this bowl with the hand, which is what we originally bought back from America. So that is our lounge. Again, I'm really happy with it, and I think it looks okay. I just have to work out whether I'm going to leave the purple lights there or swap them over. So this is the biggest job, although it don't look a lot, but I've gave it a good clean as well and dusted and hoovered. So the rest of the rooms should actually flow fairly quickly. So I shall get on now. I've finished the setup now in our hall, and I've just put this Happy Halloween The Witches in, and I've left it with the witch's hat there and the broom. So that's all I've done in the hall. I have put some little window and mirror clings on the mirror in the hall. And then I'll just show you what I've done in the kitchen. So on the two corner shelves, I've just left this witch's cauldron and the skull, which actually normally has sweets in, but I thought it looked quite nice up there. That's where originally I was going to put the bottles, but then I thought it looked a bit too cluttered. So what I've done is I've altered them, and I've put 3 smaller ones that I got from Poundland at the top there, and I've got my salad forks there, serving forks. And then what I've done is on the few bits and pieces I've got there, I've just turned the labels round, and I've put these poison labels on these little jars. I've got this little plaque here that I got last year, Dead and Breakfast, enter at own risk. And then I've put the rest of the bottles down here along with the 2 goblets I've got. And coming over into the dining room, I've put my little haunted house here, which is also a little sweet jar, along with a spider web mat. I've turned my placemats the other way around, so they're now black. I've put a black runner along, and then at the top here I've took the Sunrod swords and put them in on top of the unit in the lounge, and just put the booze sign up here. I left 2 little pumpkins up there, and then I have done the little project there that I said I was going to do, and it's got the skull with little spiders coming out the mouth. I'm still probably going to tweak that bit because it does still look a bit cluttered. So I'm just about finished for tonight, because they're going to start coming home from work soon. But I did actually get the whole of the downstairs cleaned, which I was very happy about. So I'll say good night now. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.